Hello everybody, Shelly here, sometimes known as Shelly Tsunami. And today, oh my gosh, you guys, we are going through the Boxy Premium. And if you are not familiar, Boxy Premium is a subscription service. Boxy Base is the regular base box. And then if you're on Boxy Base, you can be on a wait list for Boxy Premium. Boxy Base is $25 a month. Boxy Premium is $35 a month. There's also a third tier. You can get on the wait list for that too. But this is the first time BoxyCharm has ever done a box with one full brand. And this time they did Fenty Beauty. You guys probably already know this already. So I'm gonna go through what I got in my box. There is no variation because everybody got the same 6 products, maybe a slight variation in colors in some of them. So we're gonna go through and do a full face of Fenty Beauty makeup, including the stuff that I have already had before, plus some things that I picked up to be able to do a full face of makeup. And I'm gonna do what I normally do, which is 3 looks with 1 palette. I wanna remind you guys, I'm not a makeup artist. I do make mistakes, but I have fun while doing it. This is a channel for ladies of a certain age who just like to play and who wanna ask the question, is my money spent well on a Boxy subscription, for instance? Or a particular palette or particular products? Can we get multiple uses out of particular products? These are all questions we like to ask, and what more importantly want to know is somebody who's not a makeup artist, someone who has been no formal training. Could you pick up a palette and pull out multiple looks from it? You're gonna have to see what I did with these looks to see if you feel the same way I did. With that being said, let's get into the video. So what I'm going to do is a little bit different than what I've done in the past. I'm going to use all Fenty products. So I'm going to jump right into the video. I'm going to play some music. I'm going to speed you up. You'll see all the products I'm using. And at the very end, then I will go through and show you everything that came in my box. And we'll talk about the pricing and my thoughts on what I'll use, what I won't, what I liked, what I didn't like, what I bought to supplement it. Okay, you guys, work look is done. And if you noticed, I used a number of the shades from this palette and they went together very, very easily. It was very simple and fast and sweet, and I had no issue at all with any of the eyeshadows. I did use the rest of the full face of makeup as from Fenty, as I mentioned earlier. This foundation is a little bit too light for me. I don't even know what shade it is. 150. I think it's just a little too light, but with some of the other matchsticks that I already currently owned, I was able to kind of warm it up a little bit, and actually I like the way it turned out. I did use that Trophy Wife highlighter. It's the first time I've ever used that. I've never actually used anything that gold before, and it looks okay in the monitor and the mirror. It does seem a little sparkly for work, so this may not be a work appropriate highlighter. And I also used the Mademoiselle Plush Matte lipstick. This one is in the color Single. So I used that, and it's a little orange, put a little bit of the matchstick that was the gold highlighter on top of it, gave it a little bit of a little extra dimension. Maybe too orange for me for work. I probably would have gone with more of a pinky colored gloss on the top of it, but I like the way the eyes turned out. I did use the new Full Frontal mascara that I just picked up last night, and after a couple coats, it actually, I think it worked okay. So we're gonna take this off and we'll come back in with another look and see what we can come up with for maybe something fun. Fun look with this Moroccan Spice palette, and the colors actually blended out pretty darn good, I think. I did change up the lipstick, and I went in with a different, this is one that I already had, the Uncuffed Liquid Lip, which I thought was kind of a darker, more fun. I think it's more fun. I don't know. It feels warmer. And then I topped it with a little bit of the Gloss Bomb that actually came with the box this month. And I think this is like not overly matte, not overly shiny. I think the colors actually blended really well together. These colors in here are very complementary, and I think that they work really well when you layer them. I used at least 4 more colors on this palette in addition to the 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4 that I did earlier. So I'm getting through the colors. I don't know that I'll be able to get all of them in my last look, but I am gonna go for some of the definite darker colors. There isn't anything about this makeup that I'm upset about. I mean, I think that the makeup is fun. I think this palette is inspiring me a little bit. I'm gonna go with something completely different, something that I think my husband would like, something a little bit more date night, but definitely more along the lines of the blues and the grays because, you know, he likes that stuff. This I think would absolutely work for a date night. It's kind of smokier. It might be a little bold for just regular everyday time look. I think you could probably tone it down just a little bit, but I was having fun with the kind of smoky warm colors, so forgive me for that. I'll be right back. I'm gonna take this off. Gosh, you guys, this palette was a surprise. I gotta admit, I'm not normally, like, I don't normally think, oh yeah, do blue eyeshadow, because, I mean, I lived through the blue eyeshadow thing and it wasn't done right back then. I think if you do just a little bit of blue with brown eyes and some other smokier plummy gray, more of these darker colors, I think that blue is actually kind of unexpected and kind of pretty, and I would absolutely wear this on a date night. And I think my husband really like it too. I used a little bit of the blonde highlighter, the matchsticks, on my cheeks and just kind of buffed it out with, actually it's the Jaclyn Hill highlighter brush, and I mean, I think it hit the high points and I don't see a ton of texture, but I also kept it off of, you know, the texture. So I like that. So I used Uncuffed over my lips like I did with the last look, but I put a little bit of Unbuttoned, which is almost too much of a yellow nude for me normally, but when I layer it, I actually like the look. In fact, I think I'm gonna go in with a little bit more of that Gloss Bomb too, because, you know, why not? We have it, might as well use it. This palette is one that I think is going to be a kind of a go-to palette. This might actually be a really fun travel palette because I think it gives me enough of like daytime. I've got some warmer coral colors in here. I've got a little bit of the rosier colors. I've got the smoky plum colors. I've got a nice mix of warms and cools in this palette, and the product was fine. I think I've heard some things that maybe it kind of lifted a little bit or started getting patchy, and maybe it was the way I layered it, but I didn't really see too much of any kind of weird patchiness. I just think that this palette, my coloring, both my skin tone, my hair tone, my eyes. I think this palette actually works really well for me. So if you have similar coloring, I hope you're excited about it. My thoughts on the whole Boxy Premium for March. I'm super excited that we got a full box of Fenty branded stuff. Did I need the trophy wife and the blonde matchstick? I don't think so. I think I could have done one or the other. I think probably would have made me, I think I would rather have had one or the other. And frankly, I would have rather them give me one of the full frontal mascaras instead of, me having to go out and buy it. There are 3 total things that I didn't have that I would have liked to do a complete look with. I used my own kind of blue eyeliner and my waterline and to kind of smoke out my eye just a little tiny bit. So I had that in this particular look. My last look, I think I smudged in a little bit of, a color pop, kind of a charcoaly gray kind of eyeliner. And then my first look, I used a burgundy for more of a work look because I like the softer things with work looks. I did swatch a Fenty liquid eyeliner, and I'm not normally a liquid eyeliner girl anyway. But as soon as I swatched it on my hand, it was like it bled into every little imperfection and crack and crevice into my hands. And I showed it to my husband and I said, I can't use this because I just know that with my mature hooded eyelids, it's just gonna make a mess. And it when it dried down, it was fine. It didn't budge, but it had already bled in, and I thought that was just gonna be problematic. I also didn't get a brow pencil, and I don't remember why I didn't buy one when I was at Sephora. So sorry, I should have probably picked that up. The only other thing that they didn't have in all of their displays, and of course I didn't use, the powder bronzers. I used one of my matchstick bronzers. I did not use any kind of Fenty blush because they don't have a Fenty blush. They have some highlighters that are rosy, but I just knew that much shimmer on my cheeks just was not gonna go well. So we improvised, and I picked up I picked up a couple of the Snap Shadows. Was more along the lines, and it's actually called Rose, and it had some more of these kind of pinky. So I mixed several of them together and just kind of tapped it on to give myself a little bit of a blush. And I thought it was great. There was no problem with it at all. Out of all of the combinations, and I looked at different matchsticks, I looked at lip colors, I looked at a lot of different things to try to come up with a blush. This is the closest I have. Now, she did just say that she's coming out with blushes in a couple weeks, so, As far as my impression of the full frontal mascara, it was fine. It's not quite what I'm used to. I could have gone with thicker, longer, darker, something. If I decide that I need it, I can always go in with some false lashes and do it. So that's one coat dry down and another one on top of it, and it gives me a little bit more, like I can start to see them kind of creeping up on my, so I'm starting to get there. So I took one dried down and another one on top of it to get me something that I could have gone in with my essence and Okay, let me talk to you guys about the box itself. Had the Fenty Moraccan Spice eyeshadow palette. The current MSRP on that is $29, and that is the sale price. And I think that's the price that they actually put on their box here. Yeah, they actually put $29 on there. I can't remember what the original price is. I want to think it was like $39 or $49 originally. So it's, quite a bit discounted, but I didn't mind the formula. I thought this was actually a really good palette. I like the mirror in it. I liked the size of it. I liked the hardcover case. It wasn't your typical standard cardboard type case that you'd see in some of the other palettes. It was actually, it was a nice plastic case, but it felt luxurious. It felt heavyweight. It felt actually nice. So this is an A+ for me. The Gloss Bomb lip gloss. This was in the color Diamond Milk. I like this. This is one I will absolutely use as a topper on anything. I thought this was perfectly fine. MSRP on the Gloss Bomb. I think everybody got that same. Everybody got both of these, I think. $19 for this. That seems to be kind of the going rate. What else did I have here? I didn't use the blotting paper. Probably not going to use the blotting paper, frankly. I have dry skin, so Maybe I'll put it in a giveaway. You guys want giveaways? I have a couple things that I sort of gathered together. Maybe I'll put it in a giveaway. The Mademoiselle lip, I got this in single. It was pretty orange for me, and I think it was even more so orange when I put the gold on top of it. So this is one that I think if I were going to use this again, and I probably will, when I use this again, I'm going to use maybe my House Laboratory lip gloss on it because it's a little bit more of a pink color. I think that would actually be prettier. I like the packaging a lot. I liked the size of this. I think this goes into a clutch really well, and you probably don't see it anymore, but yeah, it's already gone. When you first get this, there's an actual, I think, F or FB or something like that written right in the top of it. I thought it was actually kind of fun, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna be sad because I'm gonna make that go away as soon as I put it on my lips, and I did. It went away. But I actually really like this too. So the Mademoiselle lip, $18. Yeah, I think it's okay. I mean, I don't know how long it's gonna last. I didn't try eating with it or anything like that. The matchsticks I'm already familiar with because I have several of them already. This one was in the color Blonde, and I did use that as a highlighter for this final look. And I normally wouldn't have gone with a gold highlighter of any kind, but I think this is actually okay. I don't know, it's a little yellowy, but I think it's actually pretty. And I have another matchstick that's also a pretty good highlighter. The matchsticks that I already had, and I don't even know that you can see those. So the gold one is the blonde one I just got, and this kind of a little bit more of a copper colored one. That one's the color Champagne, and I already had that. It's pretty warm. I don't know which one I like better. I mean, I think for different reasons I might use different ones. So now I have like a whole collection of matchsticks clicked together. So I have like my whole little honeycomb of matchsticks going on here. I think there was one other color that I wanted to get that I thought was more my skin tone during this time of year, but how fun is that to actually have them kind of all, I don't know, fit together and create your own like little Lincoln log thing. I can tell you that one of my experiences with the matchsticks is that it can be a little drying. So if you normally have dry skin, just keep that in mind. You know, either go in with a damp beauty blender or make sure you use a moisturizing primer underneath. Today I actually did do that. This primer was the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Matte Finish, and I use this as a primer. It seems like it's a little hydrating for me, so I actually don't feel like my skin is parched, even though I'm normally like, you know, the moisturizer and the whole 9 yards. This is pretty late at night, so I took off my work makeup and I started with this thinking, oh, this is gonna be a bad idea and I'm probably gonna need some moisturizer, but it actually, my skin feels fine. It feels fine and it actually looks okay too. It doesn't look too parched, or too dehydrated, which is a surprise because I probably could have, you know, drank some more water today. The matchsticks I was already familiar with. This color I actually thought was fine, and I never would have tried a gold highlighter like this in the past, but I'm okay with it. The last one was the Trophy Wife highlighter, and I'm kind of wondering if this might not be a better one for like collarbone. What if I put it like right? Ooh, that's gold. I can't even find my collarbone anymore, you guys. Okay, if I buff a little bit on there and then kind of buff it down a little bit, it gives me a little, sorry, my tag. I think you can make it settle. I think it's probably actually good for date night. Now that I know where to put it, I think I would use this. The MSRP on this kilowatt highlighter, $38. I don't know that I like it for $38 because I'm not normally a body highlighter kind of person, but because I have this, maybe I will become a body highlighter kind of person. Okay, did we miss anything? That's everything. The only thing I didn't really care for and didn't really need is the blotting paper. And the blotting paper, $18. All right, they told us that the amount was gonna be at least $143 or $134, I can't remember what it was. So let me do the math really fast. So we got $28 for the kilowatt highlighter. We've got $25 for the matchstick, $29 for the eyeshadow palette, $19 for the gloss bomb, $18 for the Mademoiselle plush matte lipstick, $16 for the blotting paper. Brings the total dollar amount to $135. I think they said $134. I'm not upset. It cost me $35 for this box and I got an extra $100 worth of product. Now I say that, but the reality is if I didn't get this, would I have bought additional product. What I did buy last night in preparation for this is I bought the mascara, $24 for the full frontal mascara. Bought actually 2 of the Snap Shadows because they were a better deal if you bought 2. So I think both of them together, it was $45 to buy 2 of them or $25 a piece. So I bought 2 of them. The other one that I got was the Smoky. So I got Rose, which is what I used as my cheeks, and I think it would make a perfectly fine eyeshadow too, as it's intended. And then I got the Smoky one. I thought was actually kind of pretty and more of a dark smoky plummy. I could see several different looks with this one palette. And then the last thing I picked up yesterday was another one of these Pro Filter powders, because the one that I have before is really dark on my complexion. So we're gonna try a little bit of this and see if this doesn't look a little bit better. Oh, it comes with a cute little puff. We'll take it off the sifter here. I don't know how I feel about this puff. It seems awfully flimsy to me, so I'm just gonna use a brush. I'm doing the whole Bare Minerals where you swirl it, tap it. Okay, I could actually see this as maybe kind of an under eye setter if I used under eye setters. Okay, you know what? I thought this was a much better color than the other one that I have. That Pro Filter powder, $18. So I spent another $94 yesterday. Would I have bought these things had I not got the Fenty Premium, Boxy Premium Fenty Beauty box? I probably would have bought this because I like the other one and it was too dark. It works good as an eyeshadow for me right now. I did have these already. My husband bought me these, bought me at least one of them for Christmas, and I picked another one, but I can't remember what the price is off the top of my head. I already had the Fenty foundation, and it's too light for me kind of naturally, but I think it ended up working because I had several of the matchsticks too. And my husband bought me, I think, 3 of these for Christmas. And the products worked well together. So the only thing that, you know, we're excited to see at some point in time is the blush. Getting creative with the eyeshadow worked for me. I was hoping I could use the Moroccan Spice eyeshadow. It just wasn't gonna happen. So I have a whole box of Fenty stuff now. I'm kind of excited about it. As I mentioned before, I'm not a makeup artist. I'm just someone who likes to dabble with makeup. I heard the other day that there was not a lot of mature YouTubers out there doing beauty. It has to have realistic, non-filters, walk out in public, not embarrass your family. Can a non-makeup artist pick up a palette like this and actually come up with 3 looks or more? Yeah, I think so. I think this is one of those palettes you can actually do it. If you guys have not picked up this palette, I know Sephora has it for $29. So I would love to see if you got a different variation of the Mademoiselle or any of the other products in here. Leave a comment down below if you'd like to share with me what you guys got. And out of all these products, I think the one that I would say that I would absolutely probably recommend, and I'm actually excited to travel with, is this eyeshadow palette. I've been watching it, I've been seeing it, and I was like, oh, does it look too much like all the other eyeshadow palettes out there? But for some reason, there's something a little bit different in here. Anyway, you guys, I hope this was interesting for you. I know that there's a lot of people that are doing their Boxy unboxings right now. I know that there are some people doing a single look. I hope you guys find it interesting to do 3 looks with one eyeshadow palette. I would love it if you guys subscribed, become a member of the family, ring the bell, give me a thumbs up if you're at all feeling generous. Leave a comment down below because I love that. And follow me on Instagram at Sheli Tsunami. With that being said, bye for now. I do have a referral code. I think it saves you like 10 bucks off a box. If you guys use it and it doesn't work, let me know right away, because sometimes I think they update the codes and I've never actually had anybody use it, so I'm assuming it works, but I guess let me know if it doesn't.